Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my reels. I've had a lot of questions from all over the place regarding both the spinning and bait casting reels that I like to use. And for this upcoming season, I'm really excited because Abu Garcia has come out with some new reels that I'm really looking forward to using. And I got to tell you, at first I was kind of disappointed because we had a Pure Fishing Pro Staff meeting several months ago where they informed us that they were going to discontinue the majority of the reels that I was using on a daily basis and just absolutely love. I think they've been some of the best reels I've ever used throughout my entire career. So to find out they were replacing them with new reels was a little bit concerning, just because you don't ever know if you're going to like the new reels, or maybe they're not going to come out with the same gear ratio and retrieve styles that I liked. During that meeting, they informed me they were going to get rid of like the Revo MG Extreme, which is one of my favorite reels. They're getting rid of the ALF, which is like one of my primary flipping reels. Just a lot of the reels that I truly like to use and I use on a daily basis. Now, having said that, shortly thereafter, they sent us some of the replacement reels, some of the ones that were going to be taking over for the reels they were discontinuing. And I've been able to play with the majority of them at this point, and I really like what I'm seeing, to the point where I'm extremely excited to start off next season with these reels. The one I want to talk about today is kind of the flagship one. So they're getting rid of the Revo name and they're replacing that with a new series called the Xenon. So this is just the Xenon X, and it comes in this nice case, and it's a phenomenal looking and feeling reel. So I've been fishing now with this. So there's three different of the Xenons. There's the Xenon X, which is this one. This is, I guess, in the line, you would consider it the more lower end. They've got an MGX, which is about $100 more, and then the LTX, which is as top of the line as you can get. It's the nicest bait casting reel I've ever used. The thing is, it retails for like $500, $550. So I can't justify buying a whole bunch of them. But I can tell you, if you want the nicest bait casting reel you potentially have ever used, you need to check out the Xenon LTX. Now the Xenon X, which is this one, which is going to be the primary one that I'm using next year, it retails for about $350. So it is a high-end reel. The Xenons are a high-end series of reels made for those that want top performance. Now, there's a couple of things that really jump out at me when I just play around with this reel when I'm out fishing with it. The first is it's an extremely low profile, and for the size of the profile, the handle is huge. And I love that because I'm a bigger guy, I got bigger hands, and I want to be able to grab my handle and be able to turn it. Now, just for example, I've got here, this is a Revo Premier, which has been discontinued, just to show you the difference in handle size. I mean, this is easily a quarter to a third bigger, and it just feels so much better and bigger. It's that big flipper, or a flat kind of just handle you can just crank. That's all I'm gonna say. So as a flipper, I love that, and I love that as well, just because of the fact that if I'm fishing in the cold, it's easier to hold a bigger handle than a smaller handle. So for somebody in the north, I think it's perfect. The other thing is, because of the low profile design and the large handle, you would think it could potentially be weighted so it didn't feel right. Like it almost would feel like it's off-centered, but the weighting on this is perfect. And I love the fact that it is so extremely light. Like holding it, you don't even feel the frame. But at the same time, they've beefed up the frame with a heavier duty aluminum casing. So this thing is made to really be beaten on, to abuse out in the world and catch some big fish out of heavy cover, which is what I love to do. So a couple other things I really like about this, they offer this in an 8.3 gear ratio in a left-handed model as well as the right-handed model. They have two different sizes. This is a 8.3 and I believe they've got a 6.8. The 8.3 is what I generally prefer to throw because it picks up more line. This is a 32-inch line pickup per reel handle turn. And for myself, I like to fish specific targets. I'll throw my bait, fish a target, and then I'll reel the bait in. So generally speaking, I'm only retrieving my bait halfway. So I like a faster gear ratio reel to pick up the line faster. And that's just my personal preference. If you like the slower gear ratio reels, they offer a 6.8 to 1 as well. So there's a lot of very nice things about this. I can't stress how excited I am to be swapping all of my reels over, the majority of them over, next year to the Xenon series. It's going to be mostly the X. I'll have a few of the MGX as well, but it's such a smooth casting reel. The drag system is great. The tightness of the drag to get no drag slippage is better than what we had before. It just fits everything I like as an angler, and I'm excited to use it. I would recommend you guys to go check it out as well. They're finally for sale. You know, they've been out for several months, but they haven't really been for sale where you could buy them without a back order. But right now they are available. So if you're looking to upgrade and you're waiting for potentially like a tackle warehouse sale to save a few bucks, make sure you check out the new Abu Garcia Xenon X, the MGX, the LTX. I do not think you will be disappointed at all. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go put some line on this, go make a few casts, and catch a few fish. So stay tuned, we'll have another video coming out tomorrow.